Good afternoon, Jan.
Michael, good afternoon.
How are you doing, sir?
Okay, doing fine, doing fine. Wait, because I see. Yeah, so my screen the layout is okay. Now I see you
Excellent.
well.
Excellent, excellent.
What about you?
Yeah. Entering a pretty busy time. So, yeah, we've got our Vegas retreat coming up. I'm also going to be teaching a brand new IBP class in Minneapolis. So I'll be going up to Minneapolis. It's similar to the class that I taught in Mexico and in Ottawa. So now we're now we're hitting our Minneapolis enterprise.
You're going to be traveling a few times.
Yep. That's a 13-week long class, and so we meet 7 times during that period. So yeah, going to be 7 trips up
Okay,
to Minneapolis.
okay. You don't want to be it on Zoom.
No, not for this class. This is it teaches the skills that you need in order to enter executive life, and
Mm,
it also builds connections, and that's it's the sort of material that really would not be as effective virtual.
Indeed,
Hmm.
indeed. Good.
Yeah,
Let's have a look at some code.
excellent. I
Wait,
like to
there's
see
a
code.
lot of things open here. Um, Yeah, last time we spoke about that extension for graphics from Pinto.
Hmm.
So, oh wait, where is it here? Where is my Visual Studio? Here it is. Now I don't see you anymore. Yeah. So, um, that extension is not available anymore. Apparently, the latest version gave a lot of errors.
Yeah,
So the author withdrew it from the store.
yeah.
It's still available in GitHub. So if you want, you can still compile it and so on. But there has been no changes anymore.
Hmm. That makes me sad.
But yeah, but there is another one, um, which they built a little bit with the help of Mr. Pinto,
Oh, okay.
apparently, which is the one from Graphics Interactive Preview from Tintin Web.
Okay.
And apparently, I didn't try that, but it also allows you to save the graph as a SVG file.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was just
should
in the
be
habit of using the command line tool, so I didn't even remember if that was a feature.
okay.
Maybe I tried it and it's like, oh, it's not letting me save, and so I figured out the command line. And
No, it,
but
it, it did work. It did work. So, but okay. So I installed this one. We will see what it does.
okay, are you sharing right now?
No, I was not sharing.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you want, I can share it. Where was it? Because I just closed it and reduce it in size a little bit, and then let's share that one. Yeah, it's this one.
All right.
You see it?
Yes, I can.
So let's make it a little bit bigger, like this. The chat,
Okay.
close it. So it's actually, if I go to the extensions here, it's this one.
Okay. Yeah, I have not tried that one. I think I have tried the that second one that was on your screen, the EFAN.
Here, this
But
one.
yeah, I have not tried this one yet. So
Mm.
yeah, so this was made with the help of Yao Pinto.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere that they mentioned his name to thank him for his help. So it,
Excellent.
it allows you to see everything to scale. Where did I see that text? What? Yeah, here it was.
Yeah.
See?
Okay.
So language supports syntax highlighting. Yes, here.
Okay. Yeah.
Exports.
Interactive edge tracing. Interesting. So you can actually. Okay. That must be that feature they were showing in the animation where you hover and then it dims everything that's not connected. Yeah, that could be very useful. Yeah.
Do we have a dot file here? I don't think so. No, we don't have a dot file.
Yeah.
Never mind. We should have a dot file somewhere. Here,
Yeah.
test.dot. What would that be? No, dws.dot. Oh, but the test is more recent. DWS will be, where was it here? Yeah, where can I copy it in? Would it be useful to have, never mind, just do it differently then. Command scrolled up like this. Oh, yeah, but you don't see that that one.
No, I don't. I'm still seeing the.
Wait. Share this one. Now you see it.
Yes.
And then DWS dot.
Yeah. Okay.
And then how do we see it? Preview.
Yeah, it might be a in the command palette. So Control Shift P, and then you can start typing. Hit Control Shift P. Yeah, because right now I think you just hit Control P, and so you're just seeing the files. So Control Shift P will show the commands.
Shift P, yeah.
Yeah.
So graph, it's interactive preview.
So there we go.
Okay, let's close that one out.
Yeah, and you can actually drag the tab over the to where it says Preview DWS dot on the tab. You can drag that over, and it'll become a tab in the main area. Yeah, and now you can see it bigger.
Yeah, and you can just with the mouse scroll, and then you see it bigger. That's fine. This is downstream, upstream. What is that?
Okay, so that's going to look for a single level. It's going to look in two directions. Yeah.
You can save what? You can save as a SVG.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, I already have one here, but test dot SVG. Call everything test. Where is it? And click and see whether Microsoft Edge want to open it. Yeah, perfect. Well, not so perfect because I'm missing part of it. Okay, is only giving what you see here, I think.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Which might not be that bad, because then you can make a selection.
Yeah.
So if I would do it like this, just tool, export. Let's try this one. Indeed, now it's completely there.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. That's a.
No, I'm missing a piece on top. No, there is something that doesn't work.
Okay. Well, I'm used to the command line anyway. I'll stick with that. But yeah, okay. So I'll start recommending this one.
But as
Start playing around
preview,
with it.
it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to see, so why not? All right, that's one thing. Let's go back to the other one. Oh, did I close it? Yes, I did. Wait. No, it's not that one. Where was it on disk? Document def. Hit DWS comment, and here code up, and he opens it again, and then share. This one like that. Okay. So we are back there.
Okay.
So I looked through my code on my virtual machine. I looked through the code on my main machine. I started making some combinations.
Mm-hmm.
Then I saw that you also checked in the last cursor test.
Oh, did I?
What? Yeah. See here you have the cursor code, all the documents.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
But that was very interesting. So although I don't use cursor for the moment,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is still interesting to have.
Yeah. Yeah. You can. Yeah, it's human readable. You can see. Oh yeah, this is how we do. Like those Janaga patterns. Actually, I think I had to edit those by hand because it got a lot of things wrong about those. But yeah, the rest I was able to figure out.
But then in that code last time, for example, we used in the model, I think we used back. No, it's not in the notebooks. DBS model. Wait, it's easier to see it with this one, I think. Bind to the address field. Let me search it first before I share it. Where was that? These were the rules. Where was that? Model dispatcher. Okay. I have it here. So let me make this a little bit smaller and share it. This one, I think, yeah. No, this is a full screen.
Yep, we're seeing the full screen.
It's not going to be readable. It's this one. That's going to be better.
Yes. Yes.
So in the end, where were we? Yeah, so the last one that I checked in was it adapt sample data.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that one, you checked in these three.
Okay, yeah, so it's just the cursor rules. I didn't check in any generated code.
Yeah.
Like, I think I played around with those rules by making view models and such, but didn't want to check those in.
But also change the code here.
Oh, I did. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you added the address fields, all that. But then I had still some changes here. I had still some changes there.
Yeah.
So for the moment, I just put them on another. Why is
Yeah, it looks
this
like that one is rebased on top of my changes.
Okay, yeah. This one I did, but I didn't check in yet. So
Okay.
that's okay. And this one I renamed to UI task.
Mm-hmm.
And for the moment, I didn't do anything about that. But here, so that's what you checked in. So here in the model,
Okay,
oops.
yeah.
But we had somewhere, where was it? Task tool on the fly.
Yeah.
But that one.
Yeah, I don't remember where that one came from.
Because I think the big problem was that I didn't check in the models, the Jupyter notebooks before. Remember? Let me switch back. And so we started making a lot of changes. Screen, it's this one. Wait, so here we had these notebooks. We had the models, dispatcher. And here at the end, we had the entire model. Why is this not
Yeah, it would be, looks like there's some hidden cells above.
Yeah, I need to run them all, I think.
Yeah.
Run everything. Yeah. Now it's working.
Okay.
So this was the entire model.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess I copied from there?
Well, I never checked that one in, or the most recent version. And I think there we have a problem, because after that, during a long time, I didn't check in. Every time we modified, here I've put some comments why we modified things. But the last things we modified, I didn't adapt the model.
Okay.
And so in the end, it's one big mess.
Okay.
I myself, I'm looking back to old videos to see what did we modify, how did we do it. But anyway, what I did was convert them now to dip files instead of the IPYNB. And that makes it much easier, because now we can just
yeah, you don't have the output to merge.
We can just now download here, for example. You immediately see what has been changed.
Yeah.
So that's already a big advantage. When you open them, he always tells you something has changed here.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I don't like that.
yeah. But if you do say save, and you save it, You will see there are, of course,
Yeah,
this is
no
now the
changes. Yeah.
previous change,
Yeah.
but there is no other change. Yeah, for example, oh yeah, this one is also changed because I didn't check it in yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, if you just hit the
Um,
plus button, you can kind of demonstrate that, because that will stage it. It won't check it in yet. And then when you hit save, then
yeah,
um,
right.
then yeah,
That
you'll
will
see that it's
stage these two.
no additional
So,
changes.
right, let me close these ones. So now they are staged. If I just, for example, this one, I open it.
And then it says changes.
Yeah, already I
Yeah.
didn't do anything. Already it says that. I close it. I do save. I go to GitHub.
Yep. No new changes.
No
Only
new
the ones you
changes.
changed. You staged.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's something weird in
Yeah.
VS Code. But
Yeah.
so this makes it easier. I'm even not sure, because last time at a certain moment I saved the virtual machine, and I
Mm-hmm.
think I didn't save the files. And the next
Oh.
time I opened,
Mm.
I closed them without saving.
Okay.
So I think I'm even missing things here.
Mm.
Um, but I see it becomes more and more important that every time we change something in the model, we really put it in the notebook and we document why we changed it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Because as long as we don't have Factual Studio,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something in Factual Studio which we absolutely have to foresee, is that we can add comments. Why we adapted things, the reasoning behind.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it should. Yeah, my idea there is that it should load the model from the code itself, not have to have a separate place where it's stored, and then yeah, any comments that you attach to the model should just be comments in the code. So just keep it all in code. And of course, you can also create markdown files to as architectural decision records or as model evolution records. But so yeah, if you wanted to tell a
Does that
separate
mean
story, you
that
could do that.
in Factual Studio, the model would be written in a kind of notebook, or the model would be, because if we write it directly in C,
Mm-hmm.
C sharp, then it becomes complicated for people who are using JavaScript.
Yeah, the thought that I'm trying to work toward is that it will recognize a C# model. It will recognize a TypeScript model, and then internally load them into its own factual representation. But then, if you wanted to to write them back out, it would translate them back into C# or into TypeScript.
Okay.
So yeah, I haven't quite worked out all the details of how it's going to keep those connections, but yeah, imagine that there's another file that's configuration that kind of tells you how this particular project is set up. So the config file says, all right, the model files are over here and they're written in TypeScript, and these same models are over here and they're written in C#. So load them in, merge them. When you hit save them back to both places or something like that. So I think it's doable. It's yeah, it's going to be a little bit tricky to get it all working, but
In that way, we only have our model in C# in the code itself.
right. Yes.
It will visualize that. You
Mm-hmm.
can adapt it on the fly.
Yep.
And you can even write it to JavaScript if you want.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. That's even better than having a separate model.
Yes. Yeah, that's um, yeah a thought that I had earlier, and I don't know if I'm still going to use this maybe as an interim step, but I was thinking about actually having .fact files, so factual uh, files in the project, and then have some sort of command to say, yeah, write these fact types in C# over here, write them in TypeScript over there. Um, but yeah, so if you had a single project that had a C# client and a TypeScript service that was running in the cloud, then you would have three representations of the model. Um, you would have it in those fact files, and then it would be compiled into the other two, and that seems less appealing to me. So something that kept the two that were in code in sync. I think that would be better.
In sync.
Yeah.
That's gonna be.
Yeah, I hate using that word, but in this case, it actually fits because you do want them to be, consistent at the same time.
Yeah.
Synchronized.
And then the comments would just be normal comments in C# then.
Yes. Yes.
The only thing I'm missing then is the formatting of Markdown language.
Right, and in that case, if you, well, okay. Yeah, I was about to say if you wanted to, keep, you keep a narrative, you keep a description of why you're making this change, and it was separate from the model itself. It was more of an overview. Then you could just write a Markdown file like you can right now. But you're talking about format, so being able to have headings and bold and italics and links and all that Markdown stuff. It doesn't seem unreasonable to support Markdown formatting in C# or TypeScript comments. So yeah, go ahead and save them in the comments with the underscores and the hash signs and everything, and then when you render it, run it through a Markdown renderer and show what it
So
show it in a nice form.
Stays readable in a C# editor, and you can extract it for Markdown formatting.
Yeah, I think that's doable. Yeah, sounds like something that
because
is useful.
I'm still wondering, because changes often we comment them in Git when we check them in. But I find in a model the history should also be in the model file, because Git in general you just one title, that's it.
Yeah.
You can add extra comments, but so if you have the full history in the model file itself, I think that's the easiest.
Yeah. How many times have we been looking at a model and saying, "Oh yeah, why did we do that again?" Or I thought I would change that over here. And then we reason through it again and say, "Oh yeah, we can't do that because that would have this side effect."
Yeah.
So nope, capture that, put it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But luckily we still have all the videos.
Yes.
Because for example, here where we create the scenarios, where was it? Yeah. So here we had that union of the specification, where where you helped me a lot to, or you did all the work, and I had a look. But then afterwards, I had to play. And
Let's
I
try some
never,
different options. Yeah.
I never give it another name, so I don't know. Was this the final version? Was it not? I don't remember. And then I still had worker drop down, so also that I'm looking back to the videos.
Mm-hmm.
And once that is cleaned up, I check it in, and then we have the model. Because in this one, another thing was, here we also still had, where is it? Client delete, the yard clients.
Mm-hmm.
But that one we also changed back again, if I remember well. Or partially.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was so that we could attach a client, yard to a client. Yeah. Yep. Definitely need to go back through the videos to understand where we left off on that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Even your memory doesn't. In general, if there is something I forgot, you say no, it was like that. It was like that.
Mm-hmm.
But now, now I have to go to the videos and step by step adapt the model. Then we have a central model, and from there we continue.
Yeah. Yeah. Other practices that I think will help with this is like when I'm building software professionally with the team, I'll encourage people to create at least one commit per day, and push that commit. And now we've got a history of everything that you were reasoning through, even if you don't create a pull request. And then I also encourage people not to squash, keep that history, so that we can see how something evolved. So making these decisions every day and keeping that that log. I think those practices will help too.
No, I have that bad habit. Oh, it's not running yet. It's not compiling yet. No, I'm not gonna check in. I'm not gonna check in.
No, got to break that one. Yeah, that's precisely the habit that I work with. Every time somebody new joins the team, it's like, no, really. Commit and push code that doesn't even compile. Push it. I want to see it. I want to have a record of it.
Push it on a branch then.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, on a branch for sure.
Not on the main.
Yep.
Okay. That's probably.
But that's what branches are for.
Bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
The bad habits from working alone. But even working alone, if for a while I don't work on a certain project, I switch to something else and I come back.
Mm-hmm.
Then I say, oh, I didn't write down or I didn't record it. Why did I do it or how did I do it?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So on the branch that we are working on here, it sounds like some of the changes in my commit that where I've added to the model, I've added to the view model, those are not what we want, this probably was just me at the end of the stream. Okay, push everything so that we've got that record, but yeah, so it looks like that commit was just from a demo. So I was demonstrating how to use cursor in order to build models and view models, is what I'm imagining. So yeah, we can revert that commit, or in fact we can rewrite history, get rid of that commit altogether, and then do a force push.
Yeah, but because there were some interesting things there, so why not leave it in for the moment, and then revert step by step, because honestly I don't know what the model should be now. So let's find out that before we start erasing things.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. And yeah, there's also a way that we could do that where we preserve that branch or just give that branch a new name. And then we'll do a force push on this
yeah.
one to get rid of it from this history, but it's still preserved somewhere else, and we can pull it back in. I'm just thinking about the merge that you would have to do, because you've got one branch or you've got one set of changes that are rebased on top of, or at least you made them on top of my changes. But then you've got another branch that was before my changes. So have you had trouble with merging those two?
I haven't tried.
Okay.
But we will see. I will have a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
At least now everything is on my main machine. I'm not going to delete the virtual machine yet.
Uh-oh.
The cable is running below here.
Ah.
So with my feet on the cable, that's not gonna help.
No. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. So
Did you have anything?
yeah, I can share a little bit of what I have been working through. So let me do where's the share button? There's the share button. That's green. And there we are. Okay. So if we go back to the Janaga.js project, I've got this this branch right here, given conditions. This is what I've been working on most recently. The thought here, let me go back to the commits and we can see, this is probably a good one. So we've got the given condition spec. Yep, let me go ahead and open that over here and we can, that's Game Hub. Yeah, let's open up Janaga.js and get to the same place. Well, here we are discussing different. I was in Janaga.js when we did that. Well, we don't need to save that one. Okay, let's fetch. So now we've got given conditions. Given conditions. And now I should be able to find this file, given conditions spec. Okay. So this is a set of tests that you can see that it's parsing a specification using the factual syntax, and so this one was just kind of set it up. All right, I can have a given with the label name office and type capital Office. But now there's this new object here. This is an array of existential conditions, and we expect this to be null. There are no conditions on this given. But here, now we've got conditions on the given.
Okay.
So here we expect that length to be 1, and now we can peer into it and see that it's an existential condition. It's not exists, so exists is false. So we've got the not exists. And then it's got a match. That match is closure, office closed, with a set of conditions. One condition in there, and that's a path condition. So now that's joining office to the office, the office label. That's this one which is the same as that, it's joining that through the office role. So closure office is equal to office. So what this means is that just like an existential condition that would appear inside of some matches, like actually I don't think I've got any in this one. If I go over to specification spec, yeah, this is showing here. So here's a match, and it's got conditions. And in this case, it's a path condition. So joining that up to a parent. But we also have existential conditions in matches, like right here. Here's our not exists. And so yeah, we're looking for assignments related to both this user and this company, both of those givens, where there does not exist a revoked for this assignment. So it's the same idea. We can take this existential condition, in this case a negative existential condition, that's inside of this set of conditions. We can move that up here into the given area and apply those conditions to a given. So the intent behind this is that if you were to run this this query, run a query from this specification, and you gave it an office that was closed, so there existed a closure, then this should return nothing. So even though in this one there are no matches, so it's not going anywhere, it's just returning that office. That's the entire part of the projection. So it it would be, if you didn't have this here at all, that would be an identity. It's just like, call it with an office, okay, you get back the same thing that you called it with. But now you call it with an office. If that office is closed, you get back nothing. But if that office is open, then you get back the office. So so this wasn't something that that I originally designed for Factual, and in fact, it's not even in the book. Conditions on givens was not something that that entered into the the proofs that I did for the book. It probably should have. So I'm going to have to go back and look at that part of the proof and see what did I do in that situation. But the reason that this comes about at first is because when you do that that tree shaking algorithm, let's talk about inverses for a second. So here we are setting up a specification. So given a company, I want to match all of the offices for that company where there does not exist an office closed. So I run that specification, I get given company, then I get a match for office closed, or for office, and that match has a an existential condition. But now I run the inverses. And what are the things that could change this specification? Well, there are two things that could change it. You could learn about a new office, or you could learn about an office closure. If you learn about a new office, then this specification has to return a new result. If you learn about an office closure, then it has to remove a result. So you've got added and removed. And in fact, right here, you can see what's the operation, add or remove. So when you so when you compute an inverse, you basically take the specification as it appeared, and you pull different unknowns up to the given. So it's like the specification for this. In fact, I should be able to. Let's do this. I am going to say I expect the specification. Well, I have to describe it. Describe specification starting at depth 0. It's actually not that one, it's the compiled specification inside of it. To equal, and then this is just going to be one string that I've got here. Okay, so right now that's going to fail. Let me make sure that I've got everything built and running, and then we'll run that. Run build, and then npm test. Okay, and we will find ourselves with a test failure because this description doesn't match the empty string. Come on, there you go. There we go, got that one failure. There is the actual specification that that we expect to see. So, whoops. So, just to kind of round it out. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to get a little bit of help from my friends. Are you alive? Yeah, so let's just paste that test failure in there and see if it says, oh, okay, I know what the problem is, and writes that out. Yeah, I can see that it's a test failure. It's expecting an empty description. Let me examine the failing test. There's an issue. There we go. No, yeah, I didn't give it any instructions. It just worked with what it had. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do? Cancel that, and undo that, and then now I'll give it some instructions. And now that it's actually got some context, change the expectation to match the actual string. There we go. There's the actual string. Pop it in there. Good. Good little AI. Yeah, have to give these things a goal. Otherwise, they will just make things up. Okay. So now it's running the test just to make sure everything passes. I'm going to keep that. Well, I have to wait till it's finished running the test before I can keep it. Says it's still failing. There's an extra new line at the end. Okay. Yeah. Fix the formatting. Run the test again. Okay. All of this so that I could show you what inverses do. There we go. Now it's passing. Now let the AI get happy. Well, we don't need it to run all the tests. We'll just put it away for now. Okay. So that's what the actual specification looks like. So starting with P1 company, we have a match for U1 office, and it has to come up with the names P1 and U1 because TypeScript doesn't have reflection, so I can't pull the actual variable names like I can in C#. So I have to make them up. But yeah, so we've got our undefined, our unknown 1 versus our parameter 1. So this company is related to, or I'm sorry, this office is related to this company, and there does not exist U2, office closed, where that office is related to U1, this office. So that's our starting point. And now to compute the inverses, what we do is we come down through all of the unknowns and we pull them up to the givens. So I end up with a U1 office, and now that what was the given, the company, moves down. And so we take the P1 company, whoops, and now that becomes an unknown. And so now we've taken this relationship here, this path condition, and we've inverted it. So that's how U1 relates to P1. This is how P1 relates to U1. Let's just swap the equal sign. So you see this condition right here, that is what we pulled up and kept on the given. So in the past, before I made this change, those existential conditions would just get thrown away. Yeah, so let's, for completeness sake, talk about the second inverse, the one that does the remove. This second inverse, it looks inside of each of those unknowns and looks for their conditions, and looks for existential conditions, and then recursively looks in those unknowns. And now it has to pull each one of these up to the given, and then unwind everything and see what happened. So we pulled U2 office closed, and now it's related to U1 office, and so we put that as an unknown, and there's that relation. Again, that's swapped orders. And then U1 is related to the company, so we pull that company, which was a given, and now that's got the path condition there. Yeah, there's an interesting thing happening here, so I'll get back to that. But first, let's talk about this one. So now we are preserving that existential condition, so that now becomes part of the parameter. So if I learn about a new office and that office is not closed, then I can fire this inverse. So I can say, okay, because there's a new office and it's not closed, now I can add it. Without that existential condition, if I learned about the new office and the closure at the same time, then I would incorrectly call add with that office. But it's already been closed. And now it just became a case of running these inverses in the right order. So I would add it, and then I would say, oh, there's this office closure, so immediately remove it. So this keeps you from doing that back and forth. So that was the main reason for adding existential conditions to givens. Does that make sense? Okay. So now I did mention there's an interesting thing that's happening here. You don't see this existential condition represented anywhere in here. And that's because this is a negative existential condition. And when I first learn about the office closure, I'm learning that it exists. And so I know, based on the fact that this is a parameter, that this condition will always be false. There does exist an office closed. I've got it right here. And so because of that, it makes an optimization pass, and it removes any negative existential conditions that it knows are always going to be true. And so that's why you don't see this attached here.
Okay.
So yeah, interesting stuff. all the things that that you would have to reason through to make
You
sure
could
that's
leave
true.
it there, but it would just be a waste of time.
Exactly. Yep.
Mm.
Exactly. So actually, I think I just said that backwards. Yeah. Let me rewind and go back through that. I've just learned that this office was closed. If I had this not exists here, it would always be false, not always be true, because that office closed does exist. That's the reason. It's not an optimization. If that condition was here, then this remove would have no effect. That's what it was. Okay. So yeah, I had to remove that negative existential condition. Yeah, otherwise I would never, because something just went from true to false. That's what I'm looking for. So, okay, that's how that all worked out. Okay, so I said that backwards, but you can also kind of see that the body of that negative existential condition became this path join. That was the reason that U2 was interpreted in the first place. So we haven't actually lost this information. We've used this information to generate this inverse. And so the negative existential condition became an inverse. Anyway, all that math shakes out, and we are left with a set of inverses now that we can run that condition and make sure that it's true before we even fire the inverse. And so that helps in that situation. Now, it turns out that this helped out in another situation. And so for that, I want to go back to not the Janaga.js library, but the Janaga server library. So on this one, I've got a branch called, got a bunch of branches I need to clean up. Well, let me go to the, it would be an issue right now. It is to do with distribution rules. That's mandatory conditions are for purging. What was the distribution? Distribution. Oh, this is done, isn't it? Anyway, I'm not sure where that. Yeah, it certainly is an open issue. Well, let's take a look at all the issues. Maybe I accidentally closed it? Okay. So the... let's go back to branches. There is a problem with the distribution rules. Let's just take a look at all the branches. See what we've changed. I'm not working directly on main, I know that. Yeah. Yeah, these are all old branches. Wow. Okay, maybe I haven't pushed this? Interesting. Yeah, it could just be on my laptop. The idea is that with a distribution rule, there's a race condition. So let me see if I can show that that code real quick. Let's go to Janaga server. And if we look for the distribution there's a distribution engine. Oh, that's right. That's because the distribution engine is actually in Janaga.js. So yeah, I probably did start all of this. Yeah, here's our distribution engine. Okay, so so in the distribution engine, we've got this can distribute to all. So I've got a bunch of specifications. These are the feeds that I want to distribute to. Somebody is asking for the results of a specification has been broken down into these feeds, which are all smaller specifications. And so I'm only going to allow that if they have a distribution rule that allows them to ask about these feeds. So it goes through all the feeds, asks if I can distribute to that feed. If any of them fail, then I output all those reasons and I just return a failure. But if all of them succeed, then you can read from that set of feeds. So can distribute to. It's going to check the distribution rule. It's going to convert it into a skeleton, so we're just looking at the shape. We don't care about the names. And then we're looking at all the different permutations of the givens. And if we find a distribution rule that matches that shape in any of those permutations, then we can run the rule user specification. So when I share a specification with a set of users, then this is that second specification that tells me which users are allowed to run it. So I execute that, and if that user is right here, if this user that's making this call is in that result, then we succeeded. So they're allowed. So the problem is, if you're not yet allowed to run the specification, but you will be very soon, I have nevertheless failed and given you back a bunch of reasons, and so you have closed that connection. So this happened in LaunchKings. So somebody would join as an attendee of the event, and attendees can ask for the event's status. What stage are we on? Are we on the first voting round, or the lightning round, or is the event over? So we can run that specification. But if the server hasn't learned that they have joined as an attendee yet, then when they make that connection, it immediately fails, and the live connection is broken. And then they push that fact that says, okay, I'm an attendee, but that connection's already gone. They have to refresh in order to make the connection again. So I worked around it in LaunchKings, and everything went well on the evening, but I want to fix it for the upcoming LATAM code launch in Guadalajara. So so basically, instead of doing this hard check of are you allowed to do this, what I instead want to do is put that condition of are you allowed to run the specification into these given conditions. So based on this starting point and this known user, are these conditions met? Are you an attendee of this event? And then that way I can run that. It'll initially return empty because that condition is not met. It's not an error, it's just empty. But then when you convert the inverse, let's go back to the inverse spec. When you convert the inverse, you will get an inverse based on this this condition up here. So if we put existential conditions up here, then they'll show up in the inverses. And now once we learn that you're an attendee, then the floodgates open and you can see all of the things that happened in that event. So ultimately, something that popped out of running inverses and finding that I needed a place to put those conditions ended up being a solution to a race condition. So a whole bunch of stuff that nobody should ever have to think about. Once I get that problem solved once, then it should be good and solved. But
this is another portion of the video that I'm gonna rewatch.
Yeah. Once I get it fixed, I think what I will try to do is set up a before and after. So I'll have to see how to do that. Yes, because this will end up being compiled into the replicator. So the replicator is going to end up doing this logic. So maybe I'll have 2 replicators dispatched through Docker, and I can shut one down and start another one and say, okay, now let me do the same thing, and you see that it works. Or I can just show the error. Well, no, I do want to show it working. But when you see it working, it's just like, oh, okay, it just works. Yeah. I don't want anybody to have to reason through those things. And right now we have to reason through these kinds of things for every single application. And we do it while debugging.
The network is there
Yep.
to make it easier.
Yep, indeed.
Yeah, because if you remember before, where all the logic was in the correspondence application, that was a long way from now.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, that was a fun project. I learned a lot from that one. But yeah, we've far surpassed where correspondence ended up.
Good.
Okay.
I know what to do.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be to a point that you just start writing tests, and once you make the test pass, you've set up the right distribution rules, and let it figure out how to actually run them and when they take effect.
And if it doesn't work, you ask Chat the GPT.
Yeah, which right now is like, Janaka, well, I can look up the website for you. Yeah, in fact, you can get some information about historical modeling without telling it to go do the research. So the ideas of historical modeling in the first edition of the book is in the training set. You can tell. So yeah, it's training on copyrighted information, but yeah, if you point it at okay, go to janaka.com, do some research. Look at janaka.net, do some research. Then it does a better job of figuring out how to apply the rules, but it still gets really mixed up with the way that we traditionally do software development, and tries to do things that way. And it's like, no, this is different. Don't do that. Do this. So yeah. So I do want that to get better too. It will be that over time ChatGPT will get better because more of this stuff will be in the training set. But yeah, then also maybe for Factual Studio I ship some MCP servers. The C in MCP is context, so it doesn't just have to be tools, but it can be entire context. Let's take the website and stick that into an empty MCP server. So it says, oh, okay, when I'm doing this, I'm going to research how that's supposed to work, and okay, here it is in context. Okay, I know what to do. So, yeah, that's
Anyway,
gotta get better.
I find it very, very useful in explaining software.
Yeah.
As I told you last week, I was on a piece of Perl code, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't know anything about Perl. And also this week, I continued a little bit on it, and a piece where I said, "What's happening here?"
Mm-hmm.
They have all strange type of variables, and also the naming of the code was not. And I just asked ChatGPT, and he gives me a nice overview.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, not everything is perfect, but it really helped me in understanding what is going on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a powerful tool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because it has all the syntax, it understands what is happening, and it explains it in a very structured way.
Mm-hmm.
So it already saved me a couple of hours.
Excellent. All right.
Good.
Well, yeah, next week.
You will be there, or
Yes, I will. Yep.
okay, I will also be there.
Excellent.
Okay, see you next week, Michael.
Yep. I will see you then. Thanks,
Okay,
John.
thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye.